Well, once again, thank you for tuning in. This is Zane. Welcome to a new edition of Mad Men with the show. I know, once again, I know it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back on again. We're going to be doing, the next couple episodes, we're going to be doing a little catch-up, because I know some people have mentioned in comment lines and on several of the sites that we're on, certain stories we covered and stuff like that, and some other stories that, we're a little behind, but we're going to catch up a little bit here. But we're going to start off today with a little bit of Disney. Now, I understand, I know Disney is closed, all the parks on there, because due to what we're going through with the pandemic and all that. And we're not going to go through details of the pandemic. I think we hear too much of that on the news today. Even the thumbnail, I put up the thumbnail that it looks like a pandemic on there. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about a couple things on here. One thing I want to start with, at the time of this recording, there was a report this morning. Abigail Disney had commented on how, once again, on how the employees were being treated, being paid. Some are not getting paid. Something like 100,000 are not getting paid, or something of that nature. I'm still trying to pull the story on that one, because it just literally occurred this morning that on the business channels on there, they were talking about it this morning. But I'm not surprised on that. Basically, Abigail Disney has been basically very vocal on the company, on her family's company, basically, especially toward the employees, that they're basically getting the shaft. And we'll see what more happen with that. But let's move on a little bit, and we'll get back to that down the line as soon as I get more information. But we got two stories, both separate, basically on two Disney parks that's happened, one in Disneyland and one in Disney World, or Epcot to be exact. Back on April 20th, a story was posted that a woman is suing Disney after riding the Frozen attraction. Now, if you're not familiar with the Frozen attraction, it used to be the Norwegian ride in Epcot World Showcase. I used to ride it a couple of times when I was there. It's sort of like a flume ride in a way, not as detrimental or anything like that. It has a couple, two drops? I think it is. It's two drops on there. After a while, Disney redid the whole place and basically turned it into a Frozen ride, which it's not bad at all, but using the same move elements that they used on the Norwegian one. In other words, there's a point where you go forward and then backwards, you come down backwards, and then a final drop at the end, and of course it has all the music and everything like that, and it's really nice. But according to the Sentinel, the Orlando Sentinel, a woman named a Chicago resident, Amanda Peters, she's 27 years old. She suffers from spinal bifida, and she uses a wheelchair. Now, she went to go on the ride. Now, the cast members mentioned to her that it's, the ride is pretty tame, and, kids go on it. So it's not a Splash Mountain or Pirates of the Caribbean type drops or something like that. But it is a considerable drop, and the last one is pretty hard on that. Not too hard, but it comes down pretty, if you've ever ridden it. I mean, you get wet on that one. I don't know if you still get wet on the Frozen. I know you get a little wet when it was the Norwegian ride. Now, she got on board, and what happened was, basically, I guess she got rattled around and got a violent backlash that she wasn't prepared for on the drop. And basically, it says that she hit her head on the seat. Now, I'm recalling the seats on there. She would have had to gone really forward or back on the seat on the ride itself. And when she got off the attraction, she experienced sort of like a foggy brain and slurred speech, which basically, she couldn't think clearly, and the back of her neck was hurting. She did get an MRI to look more closely. It's still in process on what is damaged or anything like that. But the family's attorney guy named is it Jason Turin. It says the lawsuit's not about money, but the family wanted to create awareness of the attraction so other guests don't have the same experience in the future. And it's a bad thing on that. I mean, Disney has been going through a lot of problems. I mean, you have Galaxy's Edge, the way it was built and stuff like that. A lot of people are not enjoying that. The rides in that thing is having a lot of problems, especially the Resistance ride on both ends has had a lot of problems. And it's amazing how you continue to hear these stories that come out. I mean, this particular story, the incident happened back in January. Was that January? I have to get the right date on that, but it happened a while back. But now the lawsuit's coming forward now. But once again, like I said, the last section of the ride isn't too detrimental, but it can rock you a little bit. Like I said, it's not a Pirates of the Caribbean drop. It's not a Splash Mountain drop. It's basically, it's almost like it's a quarter drop. It's just just a flow through, a real quick flow through, and you could see as you're going down on that. The reverse one is a little. I wonder if she got injured on the reverse one, because there's a reverse one where they basically go backwards, and wondering if that's where she got hurt that way, or was it on the last drop? So we're going to continue to watch this and see what happens, and it's these are the situations. I mean, Disney is closed, and still there are issues that are going on with the company. The other story that's come out on this, and this was published the same day on there, and this is a little bit more recent. Anaheim police, this is over at Disneyland, basically someone broke into the theme park itself. It was an 18-year-old youth. He was jumping over the gate at Disney's California Park Adventures, and basically got into the park and all that, but didn't get too far before security got a hold of him. And basically, there's several issues on there. I mean, you would think, is he trying to get a free ride? One of those, you look on the internet, a lot of the Disney channels, they just got literally withdraw because they haven't been able to ride at Disney, right? And then you see these videos that people are reenacting Disney's rides like Pirates of the Caribbean and a couple of other rides, Small World and stuff like that. And it's really funny to watch if you get to see those things. And it's pretty funny when you hear that situation. But in this case, the story on this is possibly that he was going in to rip off construction material that was on there, because he was going over to where the Guardians of the Galaxy ride is, and there's some construction going on around it, and it seems that it's basically that he was trying to, I guess, get to that, because that's one major thing. And take it from me that when I used to work at a local company that dealt with building material, people at night if you have it outside, people tend to come around at night and try to rip off the material. So there have been many times that myself and several other employees, we've chased people off the property for this, because they'll throw the lumber in the back. If there's a wash tub or a bathtub out there, they'll throw it in the back. It's some craziness, and it looks like what might be, but there's not too much detail on it at the moment. We'll probably hear further from Anaheim police as they extradite this whole situation, move it forward. And when this will go to court or whatever to the situation, because that's about as far as it goes. It's not too much later, but this at the time of this recording, could be more out there. But we'll continue to keep us abridged to what's going on. And like I said, Disney's in a lot of situations. I mean, now we are shut down. I mean, who knows when they will reopen? You could be talking to 2021, middle, end 2022, and that's gonna hurt Disney. I mean, really. I mean, they're already losing money on this. They've jacked up their prices. The hotel prices have gone up. I mean, they've opened new hotels that the prices are just through the roof. I mean, it is just craziness that's going on with this. And, you have the other case where, you have the movies and stuff like that going on their movie end. They've pushed all the Marvel movies to next year. All their Disney movies have been pushed to next year. Production, who knows when it's going to be up. Also, a lot of the Disney movies that have come out in the last weeks have not done well. Supposedly Mulan is not a great movie. They've done some re-edits, reshoots to the fact, because there's already, some people on the internet said they've seen it. You can take it with a grain of salt whether they've seen it or not. If you saw The Lion King, it was not that great of a movie. Aladdin was not that great of a movie. You can't redo these movies the way they're doing it now, remake them. You got to keep it on. You got to create new stories. I've been I just got Disney Plus just recently, because since now we're sequestered home, guaranteed, looking for stuff to watch, because Hulu gave me a great offer on there, and basically it's, I'm paying, a lot less than what I normally would pay if I bought them separately. But I remember from, because of some of the stuff I watched, there's some great stuff on there, some old stuff. And I remembered a lot of stuff. Some of it was good movies, some of it was bad. I mean, for example, The Black Hole's in there. Not the greatest movie. That's the movie that pretty much broke the bank back in the late 70s for Disney. But they also had the Kurt Russell movies, the World's Strongest Man, the kid that the computer kid that wore tennis shoes that Kurt Russell did on there. They did a lot of movies back then. And some of them with the same character, same stars. Like the Kurt Russell movies was the same guy, Dexter, the same school and all that, and the same characters, just different situations on there. Disney needs to go back to this. If they want to make some good movies, stop remaking, or readapting the movies they already have. Get some new stuff. Look back and look at the stuff that was back then in the 70s and 80s that was good. And start making new versions, new movies, new stories. Disney can do it. They've been storytellers for a long, long time. They're just losing their way. We have a PC world, or whatever you want to call it, that, we have to have this one working for it, or this particular color of person, or you can't think of that. You have to write the story. The story revolves around people. You then choose what you want to put on there, but you don't reflect to the story itself that will cause detriment. I mean, we have another story talking about Vagrant Queen from Sci-Fi Channel. How the hell they bought a series that just basically wasn't good to begin with? I mean, we're going to discuss that on another episode. So, I think we'll leave it off at this point. Once again, thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you once again to the subscribers. Don't forget, hit that like, smash that subscribe button. We're going to continue to do our best here. Like I said, we're shooting a couple things together. We'll get them out as soon as we can. Like I said, it's just me at the moment. So it's just getting back. And the reason why we only took a couple of weeks since, like I said, I've been home about a month and a week, I think it is now. I took time to rebuild everything back together again. You're going to be seeing new titles, new ways on certain things we do. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to have real good fun with it. So stay tuned. American Asylum is temporarily put on the shelf for now. So basically, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be concentrating mostly on Man with the Show. But be sure to catch our other videos down the line there. There's some good stuff on there, good information. And do continue to comment. And once again, thank you. We'll see you next on The Rebound on the next episode of Man with the Show. Thanks. Have a good one.